Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here once again, and I am here today to review one more episode of Beavis and Butthead Reboot Season 2. So, in general, I like the first two episodes, even though you can clearly still see the same sort of flaws from the first season. It just seems like even though you have those clear flaws, the show's still really funny and there's lots of creativity, and it just feels like I look forward to watching this show every week. Like, even if there's a bad segment or bad music videos, it's really fun to just know that like every week there's a Beavis and Butthead episode that's new too. And it's like, honestly, when I was in middle school and I first discovered this show on YouTube, I never really imagined that they would come back and make more. I thought if anything they'd come back and make King of the Hill and then forget about Beavis and Butthead because that's not, appropriate for today. But they made some sort of like deal with the devil where they could come back, twice. And so anyway, the first segment was Pardon Our Dust or My Dust. It's a strange title for a strange episode. Basically, it is the adult versions of Beavis and Butthead, and they run into this guy on the street, and he wants their apartment building demolished. And they really hate their crappy apartment, so they're like, yeah, sign us up. We want to sign the petition, and then we'll even speak at the town hall to say why this apartment building that we live in should be torn down. And the guy doesn't even know that they live there, and so the comedy in this segment is just built entirely around this one joke. They live in this building, and then the whole episode they're like so enthusiastic and campaigning for their own apartment to be torn down, so they'll have no place to live, they'll have no food or anything, all the stuff in their apartment's gonna be gone, but they're so like that they're just really excited. And the problem is that we've barely spent any time with these characters, and we've barely spent any time in this apartment building or around this apartment building. So this joke could technically work if it's like the house that they grew up in and that we've seen the whole series with the kid versions. But since it's them as adults, it kind of takes away from the comedy that you haven't really seen this place very much, and so you can't really laugh very much at this very basic and kind of flat joke. And it gets even flatter when they go to the town hall and Beavis goes up there and he's just like, I want everything destroyed, kids shouldn't have to go to school, fire, he says all the typical Beavis things. I guess the comedy there was that these people who, like the people who destroyed our house, for real, I guess the joke is kind of like how stupid they are and how, they're buying into all the stuff that Beavis is saying, even though he's this like loser guy, and so I guess that's the joke there. But I really think that all these jokes in the episode should have been done more effectively, because I didn't really think they were funny. I didn't really think they were that laugh-worthy. Like, I didn't really laugh at all the first segment. They could have done a lot more. We could have seen their apartment and seen how much they don't like it, and we could have seen like some shitty neighbors or something. And then at the town hall, we could have seen, the stupidity of all the town hall people more, all the people on the committee, and just like, maybe how, each one of them is corrupt in their own way or something. But instead, it's just like this flat, kind of just meh story where it's like, ha ha ha, they're campaigning to get their own home torn down. And then at the very end, it's torn down and they watch. And then they go to the rubble and they're just sitting on the rubble with beer and they're drinking beer. And it's like, okay. I mean, I guess that's kind of funny. Like, I don't know. I didn't really like that one. I give that one like a D+. It just felt like there was an idea there, but the way that it was written and executed was just not very good, in my opinion. And then you have the music video segment, which was another kind of flat, meh joke segment where you have this I don't know what music video it is. There's this guy and he's overlooking this Egyptian set with all these, actors running around in their miniature, and, it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And the joke is that he has one hand above the set, and then he has the other hand, and you can't see where it is. And so the joke is that, like, oh, what is he doing? Is he whacking off? And we can't see it. And it's like, yeah, I bet that's what he's doing. And it's another joke, like with the tearing down home segment, where it's like, okay, there's something funny there, but the way that it's joked about and the writing, it's really not very funny. So it was another thing where I wasn't laughing at all. So anyway, let's get to the good one. Let's get to the good segment and the okay music video. So the second segment was called Pranks, and I would say this is a B+/A- episode. Segment. Sorry. I don't want to say that this is a fucking A episode when you have that first segment. So Pranks, you have Beavis and Butthead as kids again, and they go to this mansion, or not a mansion, but this like fancy middle class home, and they start throwing eggs, and then the eggs actually like blow back at them, and there's some comedy with that. And then the joke is that they go and they knock and they ring the doorbell of this house that they're pranking. And they ask them for more eggs and sugar. And it's really funny because you have this couple and they're just completely oblivious to what's going on. And they think the boys are really sweet. And they're like, this reminds us of the days where a neighbor would go over and ask another neighbor for a cup of sugar. Like, it's just, this segment was really, really funny. And then they just keep on pranking them, and some of them, like, backfire, like the eggs, a lot of them blow back again, and, they eat the sugar instead of, pranking them with the sugar. And then they come back for toilet paper, and, it's the same story. But then where it gets the funniest is that there's this guy who walks by. And he says, like, you guys know there's a toilet paper shortage, right? And so Beavis and Butthead get all the toilet paper that they, like, painstakingly get off all this paper that they threw and, to prank this home. They get all the toilet paper and they're going to sell it to the people in the house who gave them that toilet paper. And then instead, the couple inside, they're like, oh, thank you. You're so sweet for cleaning up after some horrible kids did that. And then this is where it actually got interesting, is the dad was like, we never had any children because my wife couldn't. And if we did, we wish they would be like you. And, obviously it's meant to be funny. It is funny. I kind of thought like, wow, these could actually be good characters. Like if you had proper development, if you had a proper like string of episodes where these characters would have an arc with Beavis and Butthead, you could actually have like a pretty good story where they're just constantly doing things to fuck with this couple, and it's kind of dark but kind of funny at the same time. And then, even with the hunting trip thing, last episode I said it didn't make any sense for these kids to be going hunting with Hank, with Mr. Anderson, and it would make sense for these kids to go hunting with this neighbor guy who really likes them, and he thinks that, he wishes that they were like children that he could have had. So I really think, there you go. You could have taken the hunting trip episode concept and then reapplied it next episode with this character, this new character, and it would have worked a lot better. But still, I love this segment. I think it was great. It's not my favorite so far this season, but I do think it is definitely up there with the best. In terms of the music video, it was some shitty Cardi B music video. They really elevated it, that's for sure. They had a couple of really funny jokes, like there was one really funny one where they're like talking about Peter Pan, and they're saying like, hey Tinkerbell, you want to see something that always grows up? It's like, I thought that was really, really funny. And then they were talking about like a challenge where if Cardi B says the word bitch, Butthead gets to slap Beavis. And so then Beavis says, okay, only if I get to slap you every time she says butts. And then the joke is that then they show the music video, and it's just Cardi B saying bitch, 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 bitch over and over and over again. And then, of course, Butthead just slaps the shit out of Beavis. And I thought that was great, too. So both the episode and the music video segments were really, really good in the second half of this episode. And that's a question, too, that I have, is like, do the people who write the episodes also write each music segment, or is it the same person who writes all the music segments separately? Because I do feel that there's kind of a similar quality this season with the music videos and the episodes, in terms of, that if the episode is bad, the music video segment will probably be bad too, and then vice versa. So that would be a good question to ask. But anyway, I'm really excited for next week. I can't wait to see which or where they go next week, like who the episode is going to be with. Are they going to have another Mr. Anderson war story? Is it just going to be 2 kid episodes with kid Beavis and Butthead? I can't wait regardless. So please like this video, comment, tell me what you thought of these episodes, and then please subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more honest reviews of Beavis and Butthead Reboot Season 2. Goodbye everybody, see you soon.